time for Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse on NCW Life Channel. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Leonard Evans Used Cars, Global Car Care, Wenatchee's friendly expert audio repair specialist, Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Now let's go to the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee for the action with NCW Life Channel Sports Director Eric Granstrom.
Welcome to the Apple Bowl on a sunny but windy day. Hey, it's spring here in the Wenatchee Valley. Eric Granstrom with you, along with Rod Higley, as we bring you lacrosse here on the Wenatchee's television station, the NCW Life Channel, as the Wenatchee Valley lacrosse team, undefeated on the season so far, takes on the Richland Bombers. Well, Rod, first of all, welcome to the broadcast, and we got a chance to see your son both play and coach last week.
Yes, last week my older son coaches for Lewis and Clark, and then my younger son plays here for Wenatchee. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun for everybody, except for my son that lost the game.
You've been around lacrosse for quite a while then.
About 10 years probably, since it started here in Wenatchee.
Okay, all right. What do you know about Richland? What's their tradition?
Richland's been around the league as long as Wenatchee has. They play a very similar style. They're off to a pretty good start. They're 3-2. Richland is a pretty well-coached team, pretty experienced team. It should be a good matchup. Hoping it'll be a real close game today.
Well, they're 3-2, as Rod mentioned. Wenatchee Valley off to a 3-0 start, but now it's league time. Now it really counts, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is a big game for both teams. Richland beat Wenatchee soundly last year, and all the players that were here last year and on both teams remember that. So I expect it to be a lot closer today.
Well, and there's been some high-scoring affairs for both sides as far as the offense is concerned. We'll see if they're able to continue that trend here today at the Apple Bowl. And we'll talk to the Wenatchee Valley coach as we continue here on the pregame show as we're at the Apple Bowl live with lacrosse. As Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse, we'll come back with more right after this on the NCW Life Channel. The pregame show continues before Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse here on the NCW Life Channel. Now joined by Brennan Parker, head coach for the Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse team. And, Coach, you guys had a home game here earlier this week. You're able to keep your undefeated string alive. Tell us about that game before we talk about this one against Richland.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, last game was great. We dominated that game pretty much from start to finish. I don't recall the exact final score, but I think it was 15 or 16 to 2 or 3, right, something like that. So we had a game plan coming into that to control the ball on offense, to basically not give them the ball as much as we could, which means they can't score. We frustrated them a little bit with our offensive possession. They tried to play further out and play us deeper, and we were able to then capitalize off of that. So they became desperate at the beginning of the game, and we just kept piling the goals on.
We had the cameras here, of course, last Saturday for that match against Lewis and Clark, and you guys, the field seemed slanted one direction. You guys were on the attack most of the game. Just that first quarter, things weren't going in, and then after that, everything seemed to go in.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was the game prior to the one I just talked about. So we started a little slow that game, and they got the advantage that first quarter. So then it was from that second quarter where we kept control the ball, control the game, took that through the rest of that game with a win, and then started the last game with that same mentality, which we're going to hopefully start again today.
We'll talk about this matchup with Richland, first league game for the both teams.
Right, yep. They are a very good team. So this is going to be the toughest game of our season so far. They, I believe, were second in the state last year in Division II. They only graduated a small handful of players. They're a big team. They're a physical team. So this is going to be a challenge for us today, and we have coached some specific game plans for this matchup today, and we'll see if they pan out and work out. So it should be a pretty interesting game to watch, and I really have no idea how this is going to go. So, you know, my thought is that we're going to come out strong and we're going to beat these guys, but it definitely will be a challenging day.
Well, best of luck. Keep everybody healthy, and we'll talk to you afterwards.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
There you go. Coach Parker joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back and take a look at the lineups and get you ready for Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse coming up next on the NCW Life Channel. And welcome back once again here to the Apple Bowl as we're ready for the face-off between the Richland Bombers and the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. Eric Granstrom along with Rod Higley. And out there for the face-off for Wenatchee, it'll be Nathan McCarthy, and he will face off against Christian Matheson at midfield here for the Richland Bombers. Richland in the green uniforms, trimmed in yellow and white. Wenatchee Valley with the gray tops, trimmed in black and yellow. And we are about ready to go. The officials for today, Dave Timmons and Ken Albin. Dave, again, with a shadow today. That's Steve Junker out there, as Timmons will get things set to go. Make sure that everything is all aligned for the face-off, making sure that nobody has an advantage before he puts the ball down. Ball is down on the midfield stripe here at the Apple Bowl and blows the whistle, and it's underway. And Richland gets the advantage first as Matheson will get it, but then Wenatchee Valley gets it on the turnover. Mason Dahlbeck picks it away.
That's big for Wenatchee to get a turnover nice and early there. That helps a lot now that he's got to clear it back down the field.
Kyle Robertson, the goalie, brings it out. He'll flip it up into the cradle of Cole Loomis out there. Loomis will feed inside as they go behind the goal. Do the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. Connor Tilley with it. Tilley out front with a golden opportunity for Schmaltz, but the Bombers up for the defense as their goalie makes a nice play. And now back the other way on the attack come the Bombers as Matheson will bring it up on the right side. He'll get it down into the corner to Ricketts. Ricketts will bring it back behind, and they'll set in offense here. And back pestering him defensively is Sage Kreider for Wenatchee Valley. Just underway, first quarter here at the Apple Bowl. It's the Bombers and the Thunder. Nice turnover there. Good defense for Wenatchee Valley. Cole Hansen came up with it, and he'll bring it into the attack end. Had the ball stripped from him. It's loose on the ground, and their goalie picks it up.
It's nice to see Wenatchee getting some loose balls early.
There's a
really
loose ball picked up by Schmaltz. Kyle will feed down to the right side to
Connor Tilley's down on the
Greg
net
Holdy
there.
had it, and then Tilley with it, and then comes outside to Cole Loomis. Loomis will circle it back out top to Schmaltz. Schmaltz across over to the big fella, Nathan McCarthy. We'll get a couple of substitutions on each side here, and then McCarthy on the attack. While those substitutions are being made, he'll feed, and the shot taken by Cole Loomis off the mark, and the battle for the loose ball behind the goal, and it will be fumbled around still. Wenatchee Valley finally picks it up. It's Kyle Schmaltz with it. Schmaltz will bring it out. He's defended there by the Richland bomber Jared Needlehold, and a feed in front, and a cross, and a shot down low. Nice attempt by Cole Loomis. And it will go across the end line, and Wenatchee Valley closest, so the Thunder will maintain possession. Another whistle here as the officials get things straightened out, and we are underway with the play as it comes outside to Robbie Jorgensen. Jorgensen to McCarthy. McCarthy, double team, triple team. He beats them all, splits the defense, and lost the handle right there at the goal. It's in. No goal, says the official.
Side of the net, is that what it was?
Evidently.
Okay.
So the feed outside, Bombers with it. As Neidhold will bring it up the near side, cross midfield, and his cross pass fumbled away. Richland after it, Wenatchee Valley after it, and the Thunder will come up with it as it's Jax Tucker. Tucker lost it, though, and then the Bombers pick it up. It's still loose on the ground.
Pretty tough to pick up that ball, and all those sticks are getting whacked away.
Absolutely. And the Thunder do come up with it. This time it's Jack Myers. Myers will bring it into the attack end, into the box. Steps outside it for a moment, gives it up to Tilley. Tilley got in the scoring column last weekend as we were here for the matchup against Lewis and Clark. Now it's McCarthy with it. McCarthy near side, it comes to Jorgensen. As Wenatchee Valley rotates out top, Jorgensen comes over to his right. Defender shoots out on him, and that's Dawson Palm, and now to McCarthy.
It's good to see him working the ball, getting around the perimeter there. Looks like got another sub coming in.
McCarthy will come out for Wenatchee Valley into the contest. Cutter Wilkins. Wilkins had plenty of opportunities last Saturday, just could not find the goal. And Jorgensen now running the offense. He'll swing it in, and a turnaround shot. Boy, good entry pass into the awaiting stick of Cutter Wilkins, but Richland right there with the defense. Wenatchee Valley quick in it, and Wilkins gets the goal for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. They're up 1-0.
That's great to see that shot right in front of the net like that. You know, you don't want to take these long shots. You want that one right in front. You got a good percentage of getting it in there. And two opportunities for Cutter right there, and you got it home. That's great.
So Cutter Wilkins gets the first tally. We mentioned he had plenty of opportunities last week in the matchup against Lewis and Clark, and Wenatchee scores first with 8:12 here in the first quarter of play. So the Thunder on top. And we'll have the face-off here at midfield. And out there to face off for Wenatchee Valley, it will be Jake Reiner, who did a great job last week and Boy, nice to have those specialists out there, isn't it?
Yeah, Jake's got a different style than Nathan. Nathan's just a big, strong kid, and Jake's got kind of more the moves and the technique and kind of the counter shots. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, Richland won the last face-off, and it looks like the Bombers might control this one, although the ball's still loose. And the Bombers do come up with it, as it is Shea Sandlin. They'll feed it down in the corner. Back outside it will come to Leahy. Leahy will back it up. Richland will bring another substitute into the game as Dawson Palm comes in. And now the attack up the middle. No, they'll go back behind the goal, will they? The Bombers on the attack here. Tanner Ricketts with it. He'll feed outside of the goal to the left. Spinning and turning and looking for a shot for Richland is Palm.
That's a good defense there by Mason Dahlbeck.
Nice job by the Wenatchee Valley Thunder to deny any shot opportunity so far on this attack. And now the ball loose on the ground, another loose ball. And chasing after it for Richland, coming up with it for the Bombers, is Sandlin. Sandlin will bring it back inside the box. He'll fling it over to the left side into the waiting stick of Ricketts. And Ricketts brings it back out top to Palm. Palm on the attack, works off the screen with a pass in the middle, but the ball deflected. Nice job by the defense there for Wenatchee Valley to come in and knock that ball away. It's still loose, and then coming up with it back behind the goal is Sage Kreider. Kreider with a feed over towards his goalie, but Richland steps in front, and now we got a flag going to be thrown as a high stick going to be called here against Wenatchee Valley. Sage Kreider came over and belted one of the Bombers, and so a penalty, and Wenatchee Valley going to have to play a man down here.
I think a penalty. Was a penalty on Wenatchee?
I believe so, yeah. It's
okay.
on number 2
Sage,
on
okay.
Sage Kreider.
Okay.
He came back behind the net and belted high against the Bomber that was back there. I think he hit Matthew Hoffman.
So pushing the back then.
So he will be sitting out during the penalty phase here in the near sideline. Meanwhile, Valley, a man down, will try to do what they can to keep a 1-0 lead here in the first quarter of this matchup between the Bombers and the Thunder. So it will be Hoffman that will bring it into play. Go ahead.
This will be a good test for him. You really got to pay attention to your slides when you're a man down. They got a pretty good shot off there, but that's good for Wenatchee to kind of hold them out of there.
Trying to go low-high with the shot was Richland, and not successful. But the Bombers with the possession still on the attack. A man right in front, and right there for the goal is Christian Matheson.
That's a pretty easy shot when you get that ball right there in front of the net with nobody in front of you. So, yeah, good shot there and good play.
Well, you saw it just as they were passing it in his direction. Number 11 for Richland camped right in front of the crease there. And Christian Matheson comes up with the goal at 6:33 here of the first quarter of play. And we're all tied at 1-1. You're watching Wenatchee Valley Thunder Lacrosse on the NCW Live channel. Along with Rod Higley, I'm Eric Grandstrom. Nathan McCarthy will do the face-off here for Wenatchee Valley, and I can't see the number on the Bomber as of yet. Might be the man who just scored.
It's 7 is out there? Who's out there?
7 or 11, I can't tell. If it's 7, that's Dawson Palm. No, it is 11, the man who just scored the goal, Christian Matheson, and he wins the goal again. We'll flip it to his left, and a nice pass inside, a little give and go down low, and Tanner Ricketts with the goal for Richland.
Yeah, got the defense watching the ball a little bit there, and they just slipped it right in.
Boy, I'll tell you, Richland does not waste any time at all getting into the offensive attack. Just 8 seconds later, they score their second goal of the game and now lead it 2-1 over Wenatchee Valley.
That Ricketts, that number 8 for Richland, he's their scorer. He puts a lot of balls in the net, so got to keep an eye on him.
So the officials will make sure that their scorecards read properly as Christian Matheson and Tanner Ricketts with goals for Richland back-to-back here as the Bombers have taken the first lead of the ball game.
You got Jake back out there at the face-off again, Jake Reiner.
And it's Matheson out there for Richland. This time, Reiner had the advantage. He comes up with the ball on the faceoff. So Wenatchee Valley on the attack, and that's what Coach Parker talked about. He wanted to get off to a better start than they did a week ago here at home against Lewis and Clark. It was a slow first quarter as Wenatchee found itself trailing 4-1 quickly in that one, but came back for the win. Now they're trailing at 2-1 against Richland. Tilley with it in the offensive set. He'll go down in the corner, staying inside the box. Now back behind the goal. Good defense on a push down there by Schultheis. Tilley with it, still looking for some bodies. Not a lot of movement for Wenatchee Valley. He'll flick it back outside to Schmaltz. Schmaltz will come out top to Jorgensen. They'll reset the offense here. Jorgensen backing away. And now starts the attack. Bodies start to move. Jorgensen to his left. They'll feed, and a pass will go off the end line, and that pass incomplete goes off the end line, so it's out to Richland on the turnover.
Yep. Gotta reduce those turnovers. Can't give the ball away.
Substitution for Wenatchee Valley. Jack Myers comes into the contest, and Richland again quickly on the attack as they get it up near midfield, but a good job by Wenatchee Valley on the defense, but there's Matheson who comes up with it for Richland.
Yeah, they're getting after the ground balls. Wenatchee really got to dig for those.
Matheson circles it back outside and gave it up across to Ritchie. Now down low on the right side to Ricketts.
Got to watch this guy, see what happens here.
Ricketts being fronted by Kreider. He'll lob it back out towards the center. Graves out there with it. Now crosses it up to Matheson once again as they size up the top of the offensive attack. Matheson on the spin, looking for the shot. He'll take it, miss it, and it will go off the end line and out to Richland again as Todd Henry will bring it in. Henry on the left side of the goal, and a quick shot and a nice stop down there by Kyle Robertson. He was up to the task and has been so far this season as Wenatchee Valley comes in undefeated on the season.
Kyle's played great this year. He's only given up 9 goals so far this season. I guess 2 more today, so 11 on the season so far.
Wenatchee Valley brings it back around backside of the goal. Kyle Schmaltz with it here on the goal side left, and then out top to McCarthy. McCarthy with a nice move back to his left. He just bounces off of bodies, takes his shot, and it will skip through the end line and out to Wenatchee Valley.
That's okay. He put it on the ground there. Had a chance of going in. It was well backed up.
Gray Coldy back there for Wenatchee Valley brings it in for the Thunder, trailing it 2-1 midway through this first quarter of play. Outside it comes to Jorgensen. Robbie with it. Now will feed, looking for McCarthy. The ball skipped away from him, but it will come outside to Loomis. Cole on the attack. Tried to shoot, but lost the handle. And now the ball loose to the goal side to the right. The goalie tried to come out and get it, and he will cover it for Richland.
Couple opportunities there for Wenatchee, but couldn't quite put it in the net.
Well, the goalie for Richland tried to fling it out to the left side on an outlet pass, and they turn it over.
That's good news for Wenatchee.
And we're going to get a timeout, I believe, on the field here. I think Wenatchee Valley took the timeout. We'll keep it right here and tell you thank you very much for watching on the NCW Life Channel today. Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse, our second venture into the world of lacrosse on the television. Had a lot of fun last week with. And, Rod, you're asking me before the game, so how much lacrosse had I watched prior to that? Pretty much practice on Thursday. That was about it.
That's good, man. You're coming right along. You know as much as most people in Wenatchee about lacrosse.
Well,
now.
and that's why we wanted to do these broadcasts as well, is to introduce the sport to a lot of people who don't know a lot about it. And
yeah.
I'll tell you, after watching one game last Saturday and calling it here on the television, I'm kind of hooked.
Yeah, well, the kids get hooked in a hurry. You know, you get a stick in your hand and some pads on. You get to run around, and it's a good time. And, you know, everybody's involved on the field because it's moving so fast.
Right.
And it's just been it's a great sport. The kids
Well,
love it.
and it's a combination of a bunch of techniques, really. I mean, you've got soccer and ice hockey with the checking that's going on with the stick play and things like that, and a little bit of basketball,
Yeah.
a little bit of football. I mean,
there's a lot of pick and roll like basketball. There's a lot of sets that are similar to basketball, and you know, as the kids get older, you know, you see less and less of the ball on the ground and more in the air.
Right.
You can move this ball pretty quickly when it's in the air, you know.
Well, that's something I'm seeing right away, difference between the level of competition from last week with Lewis and Clark here. There was a lot of balls on the ground, a lot of missed passing, things like that. You don't see that so much here with Richland and today.
This Richland team, they were in the playoffs last year, and I think they only graduated like 4 or 5 seniors on the whole team. So they've got most of their guys back. And the same with Wenatchee. I mean, they graduated a few guys last year, but these are a lot of the same kids last year. And so they're both better. Yeah, it shows. I mean, you got a tight ball game, 2-1.
Well, a good litmus test for where Wenatchee is last year. You mentioned before the game started that Richland really took care of Wenatchee Valley last year. So, you know, a good early benchmark on where the kids are for Wenatchee Valley.
They cut them on their heels, that was for sure. They weren't ready to go down there and just get beat. So these guys are ready to play, I'm sure of it.
So our official Dave Timmons whistles us back into play here as Cole Loomis will have it for Wenatchee Valley. He'll fling it over here near side to Jorgensen. Jorgensen on the pass down goal left to Coldy. Coldy back outside to Jorgensen. Richland extending the defense here. I think that's the attempt here for Wenatchee Valley. Get them strung out, then come back inside. Pass to McCarthy. Fumbled it a little bit, but he got it.
Open shot there.
Now a field and throw, and a shot taken and goal for Cole Loomis. And we're all tied at 2.
That was a big shot for Cole. You know, he got it open, got to set his feet and just rip it in there. That's great.
Ties it up with 3:11 to go. Well, whatever Coach Parker had to say during that timeout, Ron, worked pretty good.
Yeah, he said work it to the open guy.
So Loomis with the first goal of the day, and we're all tied at 2. And an entertaining first quarter here at the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee. Again, on the faceoff for Wenatchee Valley, it'll be Jake Reiner out there. And I believe it is Matheson again for the Richland Bombers. So those are your specialists on the faceoff, apparently for both clubs.
Yeah, it's nice to see Jake, getting some face-offs here, and he's a sophomore and worked very hard to get his face-off game down.
Well, that's what Thomas Bass said in the broadcast last week, that as a freshman last year, he was out there just winning one face-off after another. This one handled right now anyway by the Bombers, ball loose on the ground and then picked up by Matheson. Boy, he certainly is after those loose balls, isn't he?
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Matheson on the left side of the attack, cross pass, near side it comes to Ricketts, and look out, he's already got a goal in this one. As Richland came out to tie it on a goal by Matheson, and then just, 8 seconds later came up with the goal to go ahead, but Wenatchee Valley countered with that. We're all tied at 2 as time winds down. 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter of play. As Richland circles the ball out top, Graves had it. Now back to Matheson, left side. Now the attack on the left side. I'm trying to get a number there. I should have put these.
Good D. That's Jax Tucker with a ground ball there, and he's running it down the field.
Tucker down the right sideline.
That's Ben Higley, 81.
Passes it ahead to Higley. Higley comes around the back of the goal, passes out top. Wenatchee Valley, Wilkins with it. Cutter looking for some help, finds Nathan McCarthy coming back into the contest. McCarthy passes right over there to Tilley. Tilley back outside to McCarthy. McCarthy near side to Wilkins. Wilkins with a pass inside. Nice shot attempt, but it will go past the end line just a little bit wide on the shot by Ben Higley.
It's a pretty good look. Just missed the corner of the net there.
And you can cheer for your kid. That's okay, Coach.
I always do.
Nice pass inside for Wenatchee Valley on the doorstep. Ball loose, though, as Richland came in and countered, knocking Dahlbeck around. Ball still loose as it flung out to the goal right behind. And Tilley after it, and I don't think it went out of bounds.
No, it's still in bounds.
And we're going to get, the officials, he's pointing one way, then pointed the other way.
I think he called a push on Richland there.
Trying to keep Tilley off the ball. Yeah. And so it is a turnover to Wenatchee Valley. So the Thunder with it. Nathan McCarthy, watch this big fella come in, and he'll whip a shot in tight, and he missed it. A nice block by the goalie. And the goalie, he's got number 6 on, and I don't even have him on my roster. So, unfortunately, I don't have his name unless you have it written down there.
Number 6?
Yes.
No, I don't have a 6 either.
Okay. Wenatchee Valley on another turnover. They'll bring it back out, goal left side to Wilkins. Wilkins to McCarthy with a shot and another block. And a nice stop by the goaltender, the nameless, the mystery man. He
may be a freshman that they moved up. I don't think he was on that. May be a push, but let's see here. Yep,
McCarthy over there roughing up the bomber that was after the ball, Benjamin Graves, and McCarthy will get whistled for the penalty. He'll have to come and serve a little time in the box on the near side, so Wenatchee Valley will play a man down here.
Yeah, last time they were man down, Richland got the goal, so hopefully hopefully they can be up to the challenge here.
Bombers bring in a substitute as Reese Hunsaker comes in. We'll wait to begin play here. With the ball at midfield is Benjamin Graves, the man who was roughed up by Nate McCarthy.
You got 40 seconds left in the quarter, so we'll see what they want to do here. They'll probably work the ball a little bit and look for a good shot.
Bring it down right side and then come back behind the goal.
They kind of play a 2-3-1 there.
Looking in, and watch out for number 11. He got a goal earlier. Matheson standing right in front of the crease. Yep. Time winding down here.
They'll probably go for the shot here shortly.
16 seconds left in the quarter. Clock continues to tick away. Good defense by Wenatchee. Hoffman with it behind the goal.
looking for a crease, comes out, then feeds,
Ricketts.
and then a shot taken. Missed it. Good defense by Wenatchee Valley as Jax Tucker was there. And now a shot and a nice save by the goaltender for Wenatchee Valley. And Kyle Robertson up to the task, and that'll be the end of our first quarter. We'll take a 60-second break and come back. After one, it's all tied at 2. You're watching Richland and Wenatchee Valley. It's lacrosse on the NCW Live Channel. Welcome back to a sun-splashed Apple Bowl. A breezy day, a little brisk here. Hey, it's springtime on the Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for joining us on the NCW Live Channel along with Rod Higley. I'm Eric Granstrom, and we're all tied at 2 after 1. It was Cutter Wilkins who scored first in this contest with 8:12 to go in the first quarter as Wenatchee Valley jumped out on top, but just less than a minute and a half later, Christian Matheson with a goal, and then 8 seconds after that, Tanner Ricketts with a goal. That put Richland up 2-1, but then Cole Loomis with 3:11 left in that first quarter tied it up for Wenatchee Valley, and that's where we are as we head to the second. Well, Ron, what do you think of that first quarter as far as the start for Wenatchee Valley? I know that
I'd say
Coach Parker wanted to get a better start.
Yeah, I think that everybody's pretty happy with this. Tied 2 after 1, and, Wenatchee's a man down. They've had 2 penalties, so they got to, take a look at that. But so far, I think they played pretty well.
Well, you said that we made the stop on the goal there, so right before the end of the quarter, so Wenatchee Valley will have possession. Are they still counting the goal off, or how does that work when we change quarters?
What's that now?
Are they still counting the penalty off, I should
Yeah,
say?
so I think he's got 15 seconds left in the penalty.
Okay.
I don't see him in the box, though, so maybe he's been cleared already.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we're full up.
Okay. Kyler Welch, thank you for your help there. Kyler Welch is the name of the goalie for Richland. So now they're having a face-off.
So maybe they didn't have a possession there, and maybe the shot was after the clock.
Oh, okay.
No,
So-
that wouldn't make sense either. So I'm not sure why they're doing face-off.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, a face-off here at midfield, as it will be again for Wenatchee Valley. Reiner out there. Reiner comes up with the face-off. And of our 5 face-offs so far, we've had, a couple of wins for Wenatchee Valley.
Yeah.
And they get it here. Dahlbeck with it out top. He'll fling it right side as Wenatchee Valley works it on the perimeter down to Higley. Then back behind the goal. It'll come to Schmaltz. Kyle with it in the alley here near side. Outside to McCarthy. McCarthy wings it across to Loomis. Loomis on the attack here with the shot. A little bit wide to the left. Wenatchee Valley will maintain possession as Tilley will bring it in behind the goal crease.
Couldn't quite get his hands free there. I think that's why he was wide on it. But still not a bad shot, backed up.
Tilley back outside to McCarthy. McCarthy near side to Loomis. Cole looking for some help. Finds it down low to Higley. Ben with it. Got a body on him. Got a long stick pestering him. And then he gets bumped right by the goal crease. And they're going to say he went in the crease.
Yeah,
And so it's a turnover to Richland.
it's tough when you only weigh 135 pounds.
They fling it out near midfield. Nice catch at midfield by Charlie Leahy. Leahy will bring it in on the attack here as they come near side down in the corner and fling it back out top into the stick. Palm, Dawson Palm with it, looking for some help as bodies move around. Everybody gets set up offensively. Palm now back behind the net it comes. And Ricketts with it. Ricketts defended there by Wenatchee Valley nicely. Tried a right-handed shot around the corner, and it will sail out of bounds past the end line and out to Richland.
I think that Ricketts will shoot almost any time he gets a crease. They're a little slim.
Never
slim
saw a
movement.
shot he didn't like.
Doesn't look like it.
Todd Henry with it, pestered back there for Wenatchee Valley by Cole Hansen. They'll come back out top into the awaiting stick of Charlie Leahy. Leahy on the attack, comes left side with it. Then he'll pass it up and then collect it back here as they'll go back across the top on the perimeter as Sandlin had it. And he'll collect it back out by the 30-yard line as we look at it here on the football surface. It's a soccer-sized playing field, and then losing the ball out top, but right there was a teammate to pick it up for the Richland Bombers as Palm came up with it. He'll pass it across over to Hoffman. Hoffman right side. 110 yards long, 60 yards wide, the dimensions of the lacrosse surface here.
A little shorter today because they're playing on the football field. The ref didn't feel it was safe, so they moved the sidelines in to the football field.
Okay.
But you
All
got
right.
the dimensions correct for a regulation field.
Yeah, the same official last week and this week has a real heartburn about how things are set up here as far as the Apple Bowl is concerned. You can't move the grandstands. That's a little tough. A little construction work would have to be needed. And a shot in front, a little bit wide to the right, taken close in by Leahy. But Wenatchee Valley doing a great job defensively.
Yeah, they really are. You know, they didn't give him a lot of space to shoot there. And he's a shooter. That guy, I think, is second on the team in scoring so far this year.
Ricketts has it behind the goal crease. He'll pass out top. The ball fumbled away here, and everybody waiting at midfield for it. And then poked back in, and they're going to say the man who poked it was across the midfield stripe. And Schultheis causes a turnover for Richland.
It's good news for Wenatchee. Let's see if they can capitalize on that.
So Wenatchee Valley will get it back. You can hear the wind whipping through our microphones here. As, well, it's springtime in the Wenatchee Valley. Until the snow goes off the hills around us, you got to put up with the wind.
Yeah.
So Wenatchee Valley on the attack end now, as Higley has it down on the right side behind the goal. Has a man come up on him, so he'll feed it back outside to Tilley. Tilley will bring it back here along the near sideline and come out to Jorgensen. Robbie had a pick offered to him by McCarthy. Doesn't need it, however. The defense playing off him a little tad. He'll collect it back out top.
See if they're set something up here. Try and get a little, he'll try and break his man down and then find a cutter.
Jorgensen on the attack.
You got...
Jorgensen still with it. Breaks away from his
there
man.
He
He's loose. He's going to shoot, and it's a little wide, and nobody back there for Wenatchee Valley, so it goes over to Richland.
That's a good shot, though. I mean, when he gets open, he needs to try and put that in the net. And so...
Did a nice spin job to lose his man outside and took advantage quickly with the attack end.
See if Ben can take
and
this guy.
And a bump there by Higley. Nice job on the defense, dislodging the ball away from Schultheis, and now a whistle comes. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Richland. We'll keep it right here. During the timeout, you're watching Richland and Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse on the NCW Life Channel. Eric Grandstrom along with Rod Higley. The Wenatchee Valley Thunder defending the home field here on Tuesday night. Ron, tell me a little bit more about that contest in which they were able to beat Southridge 16-3 the other night. Didn't sound like really much of a contest.
Well, you know, it's funny because Southridge was a little upset, got a little chippy in that game, but, you know, they complained about the refs, they complained about this and that, but really Wenatchee was solid and they beat them, and Coach Parker kept his guys under control, so it didn't get out of hand. But, you know, you'd like to see a close match, but once in a while, you can't blame the kids for wanting to score when it's there, you know.
Well, in that kind of a match, though, too, you get a chance to play a lot of guys and get a lot of chances to get some time out on the field.
Yeah, everybody played, and a couple of guys, Connor Tilley and Greg Coldy, I think they both had 4 goals apiece, so it was a big game for them.
The Wenatchee Valley Thunder here on the NCW Life Channel, brought to you by Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. Also by Leonard Evans Used Car Superstore, where the name means a great deal. And Global Car Care, Wenatchee's friendly expert auto repair specialist. Thanks to all of our sponsors of bringing you the broadcast today here on the NCW Life Channel. Also including AC Checker Taxi Cab, Neil's Boots and Shoes, and Quick Lube and Tune. After the timeout taken, the first of the contest by Richland, so 1 timeout taken per side here. Is this like football where you get 3 timeouts per half?
2 per half, 2 per half, and you got to have the ball or a dead ball if you call a timeout, so you can't call one on defense.
Gotcha.
So let's see if they can stop them here on the clear.
So the ball will be down here to the right of the Richland goal, as it is Tanner Ricketts who has it. He'll be fended off there by Higley, and will split the defense back there and come up to midfield and come on the attack side as he'll look to get it in the box, as he does. Picked up over there for Wenatchee Valley by Jack Myers. Ricketts still with it, and he'll feed it back behind the
11,
nets.
got an open guy in the middle.
Wenatchee Valley turning their back to the ball area, and a shot in close, tight, taken by
Christian Matheson on that shot.
Was it Matheson or Ritchie? I think it was number 10, Jacob Ritchie.
Oh, okay.
For the Richland Bombers. Off to the side left, it misses. Bombers back on offense here as Todd Henry feeds it outside. And the ball turned over. Nice job by the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. Again, coming up with a defensive stop. Now the feed here on the far sideline. And boy, you know, you can really see the difference in the tightening of the field surface here for the sidelines being the football sideline.
Yeah, that one probably would have been picked back up by Cole Hansen there, but with that short field, it kind of messed him up a bit.
So Richland, after the turnover, back on the offensive attack here as Benjamin Graves had it out top. He'll feed off here near side to Jacob Ritchie. Now back behind the goal and trying to feed it up inside, and a nice turn and move. And is it a goal? It is.
That's a goal.
It is in for Todd Henry. Well, that's twice now that he had the ball back behind the crease, and Wenatchee just kind of turned their head and looked away, and in the process.
Well, he did make a nice fake, and I think the Jax Tucker there was maybe thinking the ball was going out to the wing and was looking for the next move, and he went right around him.
So at the 7:02 mark here in the second quarter, Todd Henry scores the third goal of the game for the Richland Bombers. Richland now on top 3-2.
You got Jake back out there on the X with a face-off.
He's out there along with Matheson. So the same two that have done the face-off since, I think, our opening face-off for either side. Official gets that ball set directly between the two stick heads, and it is controlled by Richland again. Matheson quickly feeding to Todd, and a quick shot hit the goal upright on the left side, and a chase down on the far side, and I think that's going to be off of.
They're going to give.
They're going to give it to Richland because they were closest on a goal shot attempt.
Yeah, off the pipe. That was lucky for Wenatchee.
Yeah, no kidding. The shot taken here near side by Ricketts and just off the mark.
Watch this guy
again. Todd Henry with it, looking now, feeding to Ricketts. Ricketts outside. I noticed that Wenatchee Valley has one, maybe two men close to Ricketts every time he gets the ball down. Shot in close is off the mark. Ball fumbled around behind the net, and Richland comes up with it again.
That's a hustle play. That's just Richland getting after the ball.
Boy, the Bombers just really hustling here. Matt Hoffman had it. He'll come near side with it.
There's a shot.
There's another shot. No. And a nice job by the defense coming up for Wenatchee Valley as Jack Myers got in there and just gave him a belt and says, no, we're not going to let you get that easy shot again. Wenatchee Valley closest to the ball this time, and so the Thunder will have it. They'll feed it off to Robertson. Robertson will now bring it out of the goal crease, come up near midfield and lob it into looking for teammate. The ball defended here nicely, though, by Richland. Let's see who's going to come up with it. It will be a Wenatchee Valley ball.
That's Connor Tilley.
As Tilley has it. Close. Shot down low. Ball blocked. Nice block there by Kyler Welch again. His outlet pass is fumbled away, though. Matheson had it. Richland looking for a penalty here. None coming. Bombers do come up with the ball.
That's a nice Nate McCarthy with a check on the stick there. That's a big play for him.
McCarthy comes up with it. We're going to get a timeout taken with Wenatchee Valley on the offensive set here. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break and come back. The score 3-2, Richland on top, 5:23 to go here in this first half of play. We'll take a 30-second break and come back. You're watching Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse here on the NCW Life Channel.
Yeah, pretty close game so far. Just like we expected.
Exactly what he was saying beforehand.
Yeah, I think that Wenatchee needs to hustle for those balls, because these guys are going after it. So, got to control it.
Yeah, I think the advantage right now is Richland on those loose balls.
I would imagine. I was trying to keep track, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Too many things to watch. You get watching, you forget to write things down.
Yeah, no kidding. So somebody gave us, it looks like they gave up their scorebook. So we can, an old one? Okay.
Yeah. So I've got a scorebook here, but like I said, I've got a few things down here. But
well, yeah. See, I printed out their roster, but I didn't put it. They have it alphabetically by last name, not numerically.
Yeah.
So for me, I look for the numbers.
Yeah.
To find out who it is.
If this will help you, although I didn't get them all.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I can't read my writing either. So we got Matheson with a score, Ricketts with a score.
For them, and Henry, Todd Henry.
Yeah.
Cutter Wilkins, Cole Loomis with scores here for Wenatchee Valley. We're ready to get back into play here. Yeah. We're all good. Wenatchee Valley, after the timeout, will have possession here, and it will be here outside Robbie Jorgensen to start the offensive attack. He'll give it up to McCarthy. McCarthy looking for a screen, gets it. He's open, passes out in front. What are we going to get?
No.
There was a goal, but they're going to wave it all off.
They called a moving screen there, I think.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it was a good look. It's too bad. Takes one off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it was a nice set there for Wenatchee on the offensive attack. So Richland now with the ball. Up the far sideline it goes. As the Bombers go on the attack here, they'll bring it back out behind the goal again. And Wenatchee Valley have to do a little better job of watching things back there. Birchenow with it. And now in front again, and another opportunity goes awry as Wenatchee Valley comes up with it, but being pestered back there, losing the handle on the ball.
That's Garrison Coley, and I think Jack Myers ended up with it.
Yeah, and bumped out of bounds on the far side, and a good job by Richland with the defense there. Matheson will bring it in here and bring it back into play. Down low, he'll go to Donaldson. Brady Donaldson with it. Excuse me, that's not Donaldson, that's Hoffman. Matthew Hoffman will turn around, come with a shot in front. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound is kicked outside, and the Bombers maintain possession yet again.
Got a loose ball, see if somebody can get to it. You got two Bombers there and only one Wenatchee guy.
And the
there's Cole Hansen.
Wenatchee Valley kicked it.
He'll run with it.
They're able to have the handle for a moment. Now it's swatted at and loose out front. Bombers come up with it.
Oh.
Nice check here, but the Bombers still maintaining possession. Right side to Sandlin. Sandlin collects the ball out back. It goes over his head into the stick of Ricketts. Ricketts will pick it up, slow things down, let everybody catch their breath for a moment.
Nice job. Cole Hansen intercepted that. No, yeah, he's got it in his net.
Oh, how about that? A pass attempt and picked away, and they'll fling it back into the stick of the goalie. He'll bring it back outside to Kreider. Kreider will give it up into the stick of Jorgensen. Jorgensen comes down right side to Loomis. Cole with it. He'll feed down below to Higley. Higley will come back behind the net. He's got a big defender right in front of him there. He'll go right side over to Tilley. Tilley, left side, I should say, and then back outside to McCarthy. McCarthy will feed inside, and they'll whip it back outside to Loomis.
There he goes.
Cole with the attack and the shot, and it's down low, and they're up to the challenge again on the Bombers.
Good save by the goalie there.
Tyler Welch will bring it out on the outlet pass as the Bombers back on the attack. They get it in the box, and a quick shot to the score.
That was Ricketts again.
Tanner Ricketts got the ball and did not hesitate, and he gets his second goal of the game. Richland now on top, 4-2.
Yeah, he gets a clear shot. He's going to take it, that's for sure. And that was a tough one for Kyle to stop there. So Richland taking the 4-2 lead.
2:51 to go in this first half of play. Bombers looks like they're going to switch it up on the face-off here.
It's like 15. Charlie Leahy is on.
Leahy will be out there along with the Wenatchee Valley Thunder's Jake Reiner on this particular face-off.
When they were warming up, they had about 4 or 5 guys practicing their face-off. So I think Richland may have a little more depth with the face-off.
Quite a few specialists out there. So we get ready for this face-off with 2:51 to go, remaining in this first half of play. 4-2, Richland on top. Ricketts with his second goal moments ago for the Bombers. They got a transition opportunity and quickly took advantage of it after the goal attempt and the shot attempt. And Richland trying to get after this ball, and the Bombers again come up with yet another loose ball. Pass a little bit high, but Ricketts came up with it. Now we're going to get a whistle and a timeout taken by Richland. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break and come back. You're watching Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse here on the NCW Live Channel with 2:38 to go in the half. Wenatchee Valley trailing Richland 4-2. We're back after this. Thanks for joining us for Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse here on the NCW Live Channel. Along with Rod Higley, I'm Eric Grandstrom. Our broadcast brought to you by Leonard Evans Used Car Superstore, where the name means a great deal. Global Car Care, Wenatchee's friendly expert auto repair specialists, and Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. Well, I'll tell you, the Wenatchee Valley Thunder have been aggressive here, Rod, but just not getting the goals to go in.
Well, I hope they get a stop here and get another offensive opportunity before the half. It'd be nice to go in 4-3.
So we got time, 2:38. Well, we've seen that the goals can come fast and furious, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Richland, very good team, obviously, here. And Tanner Ricketts, one of their best players, has the ball here as he'll bring it into play as the whistle sounds. And cross, he'll pass it up to Palm. Palm right side Over to Leahy. Leahy back to Palm, back to Ricketts, back to Palm out top. Palm looked at the shot, won't take it. Wenatchee.
There we go, 15.
Nice shot over there by Leahy, but a good job again by Wenatchee Valley's Robertson. And Robertson quickly on the outlet pass as Wenatchee Valley gets into the zone, gets into the attack. We saw that here a week ago as Wenatchee Valley got one of the long sticks with a shot attempt.
Yeah.
Because the defense just didn't get back in time, and why not?
Cole Hansen can put it in. He saw him put it in the other day. So, yeah, it's nice to see a D guy run up the field and put one on the net, you know. So Wenatchee's got, 2 minutes to go here. Let's see if they get a good look.
Substitution here for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder is back into the contest is Cutter Wilkins. Wilkins with a goal in this one. And a
nice
feed to Tilly. Tilly spinning, lost the handle, though, right by the crease. And, a golden opportunity goes awry for Wenatchee Valley.
That's too bad. They did have a good look there. Okay, ball's down. Let's see if we can get to him, Ben.
Outlet pass is loose, and now
That'll be our ball.
Pass across here near side goes out of bounds. It's out to Wenatchee Valley. So Cutter Wilkins again on the substitution. Wenatchee Valley gets back on the offensive set here as they'll whistle it in with 1:24 to go in this first half of play. Cutter Wilkins feeds across to McCarthy. McCarthy left side to Jorgensen. Jorgensen with a shot and a goal.
Yeah, he just ripped that one.
15 yards away, and Robbie Jorgensen with the goal for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. It's now 4-3.
Yeah, it's nice to see Roby on the scoreboard. He's got a great shot. I mean, he and Nathan just can throw that ball so hard. They're the ones you want to see taking those outside shots because they've got the power behind it.
So you just what you asked for there,
yeah.
Ron. You asked for a goal and to cut that lead down a little bit further. Minute 17 to go. Who knows? You win the face-off here, you can get another opportunity.
Maybe it's time. That one went pretty quick. Like you said, they can go happen pretty fast.
Yeah. So it'll be Jake Reiner out there again on the face-off for Wenatchee Valley. They bring Matheson back for Richland to get in on the face-off for the Bombers. Ball is set, whistle sounds, and it is a control by Wenatchee Valley. Thunder had it, now lost it. Now it's loose on the ground again. Wenatchee Valley comes up with it. As it's Ben Higley with it, he'll come back behind the net with a minute 2 left on the clock. So lots of time here for Wenatchee Valley to maybe try to tie this game. He'll bring it back outside to Cole Loomis. Loomis back to Jorgensen, who scored moments ago. As Wenatchee Valley will reset things, Loomis takes a look back at the clock with 47 seconds left in the half. Jorgensen on the attack. The shot and a goal!
Back to back. That one lefty. It's nice to see that left-handed power.
Jorgensen with the attack. He just casually looked back at the clock and thought, 47 seconds. I got plenty of time to score here. And he ties it up.
That's a big goal. That's huge going into halftime tied up rather than down 2,
So all tied at 4.
Still a lot of time, 40 seconds.
Momentum here maybe on the Wenatchee Valley side. See if the Thunder can win a face-off again. As Jake Reiner out there for the Thunder, along with Matheson for Richland. Ball is set. Whistle sounds. Face-off ensues. Ball loose. Wenatchee Valley had it for a second. And Reiner comes up with it. On the attack, gets in the box. Passes it up to Tilly. Tilly back outside to Reiner with 23 seconds left. Lots of time here. They bring McCarthy back in. Haven't seen a real attack by McCarthy. Speaking of which, here he comes. Spins, throws, and scores.
There you go. That's
Nathan
big.
McCarthy, just as I mentioned, we haven't really seen a big attack from the big fella. He comes through with a goal for Wenatchee Valley, and just like that, Wenatchee Valley on top, 5-4.
That's got to lift everybody's spirits in the field here, except for those guys in green down there.
14.4 seconds left on the 5th goal of the contest, 3rd here in the quarter for Wenatchee. They suddenly lead it 5-4, and Richland right now got to be looking for the truck that hit him here in the last few seconds.
Yeah, that's some 3 quick goals, that's for sure.
All these goals coming within just over a minute span. A minute, 3 seconds, and 3 goals scored for Wenatchee Valley. How about that?
Got time for one more, I think.
14 seconds left, and the battle for the face-off. Ball still loose on the ground. We get a whistle, and they're going to say Wenatchee Valley ball.
Yeah, little held stick there, I think, by Richland. He was stepping on his stick.
So Reiner will have it for Wenatchee Valley.
10 seconds.
With 10 seconds left,
Take it,
he'll
Jake.
come in and look at the shot, then bring it back outside to Cole Loomis. Loomis going to shoot. It's off the mark with the time winding down, and that will be the final play of the first half. But how about the final minute 17 for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder? Following a timeout, Robbie Jorgensen with a couple of goals, and then Nathan McCarthy with a goal. And just like that, Wenatchee Valley leads it 5-4 at the end of the first half. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back with more from halftime. It's Richland and Wenatchee. The Thunder lead it by 1 at the half. We'll be back after this on the NCW Life Channel. 5-4 our scores. We get ready for the second half here. And discussion happening here in between as we get ready for the second half between the official for the contest today, Dave Timmons, and the coaching staff. And Coach Parker, I don't know Coach Parker very well. Body language, though, tells me he's not too happy about whatever the official might be telling him.
You know, he's a pretty calm guy, so it is surprising to see he's upset. I know that he wasn't very happy about the way they shortened the field, but I'm not sure that that's what they're still talking about.
No, it's something with the sticks, I think. Something with, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but they were referring to.
Did they throw a stick out?
It could be.
Stick? So you've got some requirements as far as size and width or the mouth of the stick if it's too tight. And so if he deems it not regulation, then they'll throw that stick out.
Well, ready for the second half here as Wenatchee Valley came back in a flurry towards the end of the first half. And Jake Reiner looking like he's going to gain the possession here. We got bodies all over, whistle sounds. It's going to be Wenatchee ball here as we're underway in this second half of play. Momentum, if you can carry it from one half to the next, would certainly be on Wenatchee Valley's favor here as they get it to Higley down the right side. Along with Rod Higley, I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCW Life Channels. We're bringing you lacrosse here on this sun-splashed afternoon on the Wenatchee Valley's television station. Outside of Jorgensen with a shot a little bit high and wide. It will go out to Wenatchee Valley, though, as Tilley will bring it in. Behind the goal to the right side, the whistle comes for the official. Evidently a piece of something on the field there he didn't like. So the pass out top to Reiner. Reiner comes near side with it to McCarthy. McCarthy backs away from the defense. Now pivots quickly. Boy, he can move quickly for a big fella. And the pass or the shot attempt kind of deflected, but Wenatchee Valley maintains possession. Jorgensen with it here near side for Wenatchee Valley.
Oops.
Lost the handle. It's loose on the ground. And then the ball tapped out towards midfield and then pushed back into the defensive side. But
It's up in the air now.
It's up in the air, and then Wenatchee Valley still fighting for it. And I think the Thunder came up with it as it's Jax Tucker. Tucker will come into the attack zone, into the box. Lost the handle for a moment.
He needs some help.
And with that long stick, a little bit harder to maintain possession. And now it goes out of bounds. It'll be off of Richland, says Wenatchee Valley, and it will be out to the Thunder.
Yeah, it's tough when you get jammed up down there with two guys on you. You need a white guy around there to help you out.
McCarthy back outside. Nice job by Jorgensen adjusting on the pass. It was a little bit behind him. They'll go to Higley, then back behind the goal for Wenatchee Valley to Coldy. Coldy out top to McCarthy. McCarthy with the shot and nicely stopped there by the goaltender Kyler Welch for the Richland Bombers.
He's done a good job. I think he is a younger goalie that they have this year.
Matheson had it for a moment, lost it. Wenatchee Valley still trying to come up with it. Now to come near side, and a wicked shot there at the 40-yard line. We're going to get a whistle sound, and they're going to throw a flag on Wenatchee Valley for, I think, a little bit of high stick, possibly.
Yeah, I think it was a push in the back there by Cole Hansen. I thought he was on the side, but the kid did go down forward, so maybe he did have a backside of him a little bit.
So Hansen will serve the penalty. Wenatchee Valley finding itself a man down here. Richland was able to take advantage on its first goal of the contest. Christian Matheson scoring a goal as Richland was a man up in the first quarter.
Wenatchee held him off the second time when they were man up, though. It looks like they're going to get a turnover right here.
Absolutely. A pass attempt on the right side back behind the goal crease. Todd Henry just flung it out of bounds. So it's Wenatchee Valley ball as the Thunder have it denied up the right side. It comes to Dahlbeck. Mason all by himself up that far sideline. He will go. Picked up by Matheson finally as he gets it near the box. He'll bring it back outside to Tilley. Tilley looking for some help as he's pestered out there by midfield. Lost the handle as he's knocked down, roughed up on the play, no whistle. They're going to continue with it. Matheson now for the Richland Bombers gets a big check as he comes in. Now the fling and the throw, and the shot attempt is nicely blocked by Kyle Robertson.
Kind of a flurry there. Yep, intercepted ball.
Robertson, and he left the goal, and in the process, Richland intercepts the pass, and they get the wide open shot. Brady Donaldson with the goal for the Bombers, and we're tied at 5.
Yeah, that was a tough break right there. I don't think Kyle saw that guy running right in the path, but he sure saw what Kyle was doing and grabbed that ball.
So Donaldson with the goal, 9:59 to go here in the third quarter, and all tied up at 5.
Well, Wenatchee needs to answer now. That releases a penalty, so another man-up penalty for Richland. Our goal.
And that just, misfortune here for the goalie for Wenatchee. Kyle Robertson trying to bring the ball out, and ball still loose here. Let's see, we've got a whistle, and it will be Richland ball.
I'm not sure what he called there.
Well, he crossed his arms in front of his chest, so... And I'm still I'm still new to this whole game here, so
I could look that one up.
Not quite sure on the penalty signals here for the officials. But
yeah.
Richland on the offensive attack here. The man who just scored, Donaldson, with it behind the crease now, as he'll bring it outside left of the goal to Hoffman. Hoffman, they'll bring it back outside to Palm. Dawson Palm will start the offensive attack here. On the edge with the shot, it's deflected and will come skittering out here behind the goal. And picked up by Ricketts. Now, Tanner Ricketts, as we said, got to keep an eye on number 8 for Richland. He has a couple of goals in this one so far.
He's kind of the quarterback of things there, it looks like.
Cross it goes to Donaldson. Donaldson pestered out there. Nearly went out of bounds before he got rid of it. He does, though, to Leahy. Leahy on the left side of the goal. Brings it back outside on the pass to Palm. Dawson Palm comes right side with it to Ricketts. Ricketts crosses over on the pass to Leahy. Leahy looking for a chance. The ball deflected on a pass, but right there, Richland, boy, they're real good at picking up those loose balls.
Yeah, they really are going after it. Sage better get back in the box to defend that. That's a
Leahy on a pass, and it's a little bit too long, and will sail out across the end line, and will be out to the Wenatchee Valley Thunder.
So that crossed arms, I just looked it up. That's interference.
Okay.
On it, so.
Okay. That was after the face-off. So evidently interfering with the man to be able to get to the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So Robertson comes out of the goal crease for Wenatchee Valley. He'll bring it all the way up to midfield here this time. His pass attempt, though, is off the mark and will be picked up by the goalie for Richland. Kyler Welch will bring it out on the outlet pass.
Boy, both teams seem a little disheveled right now. Got an open shot here.
And an open shot by Ricketts, but up to the challenge for Wenatchee Valley. Robertson again on the stop. Outlet pass up to Garrison Coley. Coley will feed it ahead to Wilkins. Wilkins crosses over.
One more.
And
there it is.
Right there close with the shot and the goal for Wenatchee Valley. Ben Higley.
Yeah, that was a nice feed. I think Cutter fed him that ball, and when Ben gets it that close, hopefully he can put it in the net, right?
Well, it was a great job of just passing the ball. Pass, then shot.
Unselfish play, you get a good look that way, and that was the case on that one.
6-5, Wenatchee Valley on top after the goal at 7:56 remaining here in the third quarter. Back and forth we go, and this one literally and figuratively. As we get ready for this face-off, Richland will bring a different bomber out there. Benjamin Graves on the face-off this time against Jake Reiner for Wenatchee Valley.
They're kind of sticking with Reiner here, so they must have seen something that they, he's winning. That's why.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Keep with the hot guy.
And we're going to whistle again. They're going to say Wenatchee Valley ball. As evidently a little interference there by Richland. And now Reiner will start things as we get substitutions on the offensive side here for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. Reiner spins. The defender falls down. Reiner still with the ball. Out midfield, lost his stick even. Right side to Jorgensen. Roby Jorgensen, who had a couple of goals in that first half. Will feed it down low, a little bit high for Tilley. Tilley comes up with it, though, as he's whacked at by the defender. Tilley comes in front, shoots, and it is knocked away by the defense. And Richland comes up with it as Harrison has it.
That's going to be a loose ball.
He'll feed it out towards midfield. The ball was loose for a moment, then picked up there by Palm. Dawson Palm backs it away from the defense, comes near side to Matheson. Matheson was by himself for a moment. Will feed down to Ricketts.
I'm impressed with this Ricketts kid. He calms things down when he gets the ball, so he's a good, solid player.
Ricketts comes back outside into the stick of Palm. Dawson Palm feeds down to Donaldson, who had a goal moments ago, the last goal for Richland here in the second half. 6-5 score midway through the third quarter. Crump pass across a little bit high. Matheson comes up with a loose ball right in front, and the shot and the goal.
Yep. Got in there tight.
So Christian Matheson had the first goal of the game for Richland and has the sixth goal of the game to tie it with 6:39 to go in his third quarter of play.
Well, we got a good one. It's a good game. It's
Absolutely.
fun to watch.
Coach Parker telling us before the broadcast today that, this is going to be good. It's going to be tight, and I have no idea who's going to win this.
Yeah, well.
He says, I hope we can play good, and I hope we can win it, but I just really don't know. I don't know. You can't get much more honest than that.
No, I think, Wenatchee just needs to make good possessions and not turn the ball over and do what they've been doing, and they can win this game for sure.
Matheson will come up with a loose ball. Reiner looked like he had the advantage, but here comes Matheson on the attack. We're going to get a flag thrown and
a slash on
penalty.
Coley. He hit him right in the head with his stick, so he's going to the penalty box.
So Coley will come to the penalty box here for Wenatchee Valley. And again, Richland with a man-up situation. They scored a goal earlier. Well, two of their goals have been with a man-up situation. Yeah, it has. Donaldson's goal earlier in this third quarter was with a man-up situation, and that was really just an unfortunate circumstance where the ball intercepted on an outlet attempt by Kyle Robertson, the goaltender for Wenatchee.
When you got an extra man floating around out there, it's hard to keep track of them all,
So Richland a man up. They'll start it. Where will they start it? Over on the left side?
Yeah, left hash over there, 18.
It will be Parker Harrison. And they'll feed it right side. And down low it comes into the stick of Hoffman. Hoffman behind the crease. Boy, they got a lot of green shirts right in front of the crease there. Richland, a trip. And then we're going to get another flag. And this one's coming against Wenatchee Valley. Is down with his stick was Cole Hansen and just kind of got it in between the legs. I don't think he did it on purpose, was just going for the ball. And they're going to call Hansen for the trip there.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So now Wenatchee Valley, 2 men down. So everybody going to sag back towards the crease, I assume, here.
Yeah, pretty tough here.
Benjamin Graves on the attack for the Richland Bombers. Will pass it near side to Parker. Parker right side with that pass down behind the goal. Comes outside to Ricketts. Now
slide.
Back out top. They circle it around, and they'll come right by the goal, and the shot is too high, and will go across the end line. A good job of defense for Wenatchee Valley.
Here they come again.
Todd Henry with it. Now a shot attempt and a goal going to be scored here for Richland by Parker Harrison. And the Bombers take a 7-6 lead.
Yeah, I think the defender had him screened a little bit there, and he had that open look at the net, and Kyle had no chance on that one. But both guys are released, so that's the good news.
5:54 remaining in the third on that goal by Parker Harrison, giving Richland the lead back.
Yeah, pretty tough when you're 2 men down to defend for too long. I mean, they stopped 2 of them, but the third one went by him.
Well, the last time Richland had the lead was back within 3 minutes left of the second quarter. Parker Harrison gives the Bombers back a lead here with 5:54 to go in the third. And it will be Matheson for Richland and Reiner for Wenatchee Valley on the faceoff.
I'd like to see Wenatchee get the ball on this faceoff and get an offensive look.
Whistle sounds, and another whistle.
They call it green this time.
They're going to say Richland ball. I'm not sure what he's seeing there on that faceoff.
Sometimes it's procedure if the guy's holding the other stick down, not going for the ball.
Ricketts with it on the right side of the goal here as we're even up here after Richland scored a goal being up 2 men on a couple penalties against the Wenatchee Valley Thunder.
Nice
and
check.
Nice check from behind by Wenatchee Valley's Cole Hansen. He was whistled for a foul moments ago, but did a great job defensively for Wenatchee Valley there, and it will be Wenatchee Valley ball.
Okay, let's take care of it this time. Get a good clear. We got Roby across the middle, but okay, Jack, run it up.
Feed near side to Jack Myers. Myers will bring it up towards midfield. Still maintain possession in the box. And then a triple team there. The ball on a shot attempt was missed left. Swatted at back behind the goal. Higley comes up with it for Wenatchee Valley. Good job by Ben to come up with that loose ball.
He had a shot at a goal there, but he didn't quite get it home. But you got to slow it down just a little bit here.
Coldy feeds outside to Tilly. Tilly comes back out top to Loomis. Cole will feed to Nathan McCarthy as Richland is up by 7-6, with 4:51 to go here in the second quarter. McCarthy lost the handle as it was picked away. Richland comes up with a loose ball. They'll feed it up into the attack end as the Bombers come on the attack here. Wenatchee Valley folding back defensively, and they cut them off. And so now going back behind the goal is Matthew Hoffman. Hoffman picked up back there by Jax Tucker. He'll feed it across, and the ball loose. Nice job by Tucker pestering him enough to knock that ball away. But Richland maintains possession as Matheson has it. Off to Rickett on the right side. Rickett just inside the box here near sideline, and he'll pass it back out top to Matheson. Matheson's going to work against Jorgensen. Comes right back left, right in front to Ricketts, and the goal.
Yeah, that was a nice feed right in front of the net.
Tanner Ricketts with his third goal of the game, and it comes with 4:09 to go in the third quarter. And just like that, Richland on top by 2, 8-6.
Yeah, Wenatchee needs to get a goal here and at least have a nice, good look at it. Look at a goal here to get their momentum back.
Wenatchee Valley Thunder Lacrosse here on the NCW Live Channel, brought to you by Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. Leonard Evans Used Car Superstore, with a name means a great deal. Reiner due for a win, and he does this time on the faceoff. Nice job by Jake. He'll come near side with it into the attack end. Jake backs it away from the defense as Richland folds back defensively. He'll bring it back outside to Dahlbeck. Dahlbeck comes near side to Jorgensen. Jorgensen says, all right, let's reset things here. As Cole Loomis comes in on the substitution for Wenatchee Valley, we'll collect the ball here near side. Loomis between the hash marks, crosses it across to Jorgensen. Roby looking for his offensive set to come. Jorgensen down low to Tilly. Tilly back outside to Jorgensen. Jorgensen cradling that ball as he backs away from the defense.
Try again from the other side this time.
Looking for a gap. Jorgensen on the attack with the shot. It's high, and will go through the end line and out to Wenatchee Valley as Tilly will bring in a new ball. Whistle comes. Substitution. Nathan McCarthy will come back into the contest. Ball was loose on the ground for a moment as Coldy picks it up here for Wenatchee. Gray looking for a crease. In fact, speaking of, towards the crease, will feed back out behind the goal to Tilly. Tilly fumbled it for a second, but then collects it back. He'll pass it off to Higley. Ben brings it back out top to Loomis. Cole Loomis on the attack. Got past his defender, past another. Now going to shoot, and the ball blocked nicely. But the ball loose in front, and a scoop and a shot to the score by Roby Jorgensen.
Roby just digging for that ball right in front of the net and just rolled it right on in there. I mean, you got to give him credit for just sticking with that ball on the rebound.
The goal for Jorgensen, his third of the contest, cuts Richland's lead to 8-7.
That's nice to see. That was a much-needed goal for Wenatchee.
Reiner breathing a little heavy. He's going to come to the near sideline for this face-off, so it'll be Nathan McCarthy out there for Wenatchee Valley against Christian Matheson on this face-off.
It's good to mix it up a little bit. Let's see if Nathan can get this one.
Well, you were asking for the doctor to come through with a goal to get things back in Wenatchee Valley's favor.
I feel a lot better.
They get it with 2:42 left in this third quarter, and Nathan McCarthy comes up with it. He'll take it himself, pass it off to the right side, and a shot right in front by Tilly. He had the ball loose, though, on the attempt. Boy, a golden opportunity for Wenatchee right in front of the goal.
That was a good look.
Matheson with it. Comes near side. Dance into the box for a moment, passes it up to Ricketts. Watch out for him. He's got 4 goals on the day, or 3 goals on the day, I should say, for Ricketts.
Cole Hansen just plays great defense, though. He's the guy you want on.
And he just came up with a loose ball. Nice job by Hansen.
Oh, that's a high stick there, I thought.
Oh, and a
high
shot
hit.
taken, and a flag's going to come, and Wenatchee Valley going to be a man up here. And a great job by Cole Hansen to defend behind the goal, come up with a loose ball, and then collect the foul on Richland.
Yeah. I think they called the high check there, so illegal body check.
They're going to call it, and the penalty, I think, is on 23. That's Donaldson. So Brady Donaldson going to serve some penalty minutes here for Richland. So the Bombers will back up on defense here with Wenatchee Valley a man up after the flag thrown by the official.
Let's see if they can capitalize. They haven't been man up today, so this will help.
So the ball is out at midfield, and Reiner with it. So that's number 27. We'll start it off here, trying to help our cameraman out a little bit because it gets a little confusing to find that ball again. Right side of the crease as it's now behind, and Tilley will fling it back outside, and Coldy.
Let's get that ball moving
back
quickly.
to Tilley, back to Coldy, and a shot on the side, and it's a nice stop there by Kyler Welch, who came up with the ball after deflecting it. Pass at midfield.
That's a good clear for Richland right there. It's Wenatchee really should be on that ball.
Todd Henry with it up the far sideline, playing a man down. Richland on the attack here.
You really want to double the ball when you're man up, and they're just letting him run with it out there.
So time ticking away on this penalty being served for Richland. So the Bombers fake a pass outside, but keeping it is Hoffman. He'll come near side, and now the double team comes out on him. Hoffman with the ball, checked outside, still maintains possession, though, as Richland just trying to eat up this penalty, and the penalty is now over.
Yeah, they did a good job with that.
So we are even strength for both sides with 55 seconds left in this third quarter. Richland on top by a score of 8-7.
Done under a minute.
Benjamin Graves with it, spins away from the defense, and then knocked down on the play, and a flag going to be thrown. My, oh, my.
Yeah. Hey. What'd they call there? Cross-check?
Cross-check, I believe, yeah.
That's not good.
So Wenatchee Valley, are they going to say a turnover, or are they going to put a penalty?
Yeah,
it's a penalty.
Reiner in the penalty box.
So Reiner in the penalty box. So Richland with a man up with 40 seconds to go here in this third quarter. So we'll see if Wenatchee Valley can stave off the offensive attack here for the Richland Bombers. Bringing it in is the Bombers as they'll come right side with it. Back behind the net to Donaldson, or Hoffman, Hoffman left side to Ricketts. Ricketts outside, they'll work it into the stick of Harrison.
Big, long clear here. Come on, guys.
And a stop for Wenatchee Valley. The throw out towards midfield, and the ball still loose. Coming up with it. Here comes Tilley. Right in front.
Yes.
And a shot and a goal.
That's huge to get that man
Playing
down
a man down. The Wenatchee Valley Thunder get the goal and tie the game at 8 with 15 seconds to go.
That's a great shot by Connor Tilley. Great awareness. I mean, those middies.
Well, it starts on the stop by Robertson, and a great feed out all the way past the midfield stripe.
Yep. They had the numbers against them, and they got it home. That's huge.
Connor Tilley with the tally for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder with 15 seconds left here to tie it up at 8. Nathan McCarthy on the faceoff out at midfield. Christian Matheson for Richland.
Let's see if Noah Kim can get out on this long stick and get this ball. Be huge to get.
Whistle sounds, ball loose, and
There you go,
Nathan comes up with it. McCarthy cross midfield. Bodies come at him. McCarthy still with the ball on the attack for Wenatchee Valley with 2 seconds, with 1. He's just going to hold it, and that will be the end of this third quarter. And what a game we have going on here at the Apple Bowl today. We are all tied at 8 between Richland and the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. We'll take a break and come back for your fourth quarter. You're watching Wenatchee Valley Thunder on the NCW Life Channel. Well, that was a breathless third quarter, as it was 4 goals for Richland, 3 goals for Wenatchee. So here we all tied at 8 as we begin the final 12 minutes. Or is this the final 12 minutes, Rod Higley?
Hey, you could go overtime in this one for sure. I mean, it's been tight the whole way. You kind of expect it to be right down to the wire.
So the goals in that third quarter, it was Richland kind of taking command there for a while. Brady Donaldson with a goal at 9:59 to go in the third quarter. He was followed by Ben Higley with a goal at 7:56 remaining in the quarter. And that made it a 6-5 contest. But then Christian Matheson, Parker Harrison, and Tanner Ricketts all with goals back to back for Richland as the Bombers led it 8-6 at that point. But then here came Wenatchee Valley back. Roby Jorgensen with his third goal of the game made it 8-7. And then Connor Tilley with a tally just before the end of the third quarter. And we're all tied at 8.
Yeah, it was nice to get that last one on the breakaway like that, and here we are, starting over again in the fourth quarter.
So the face-off going to be handled by someone different here this time. Parker Harrison he was out there for a moment.
They've got possession.
Okay.
So I think Wenatchee has possession of the ball.
That's right. They held it at the end of the quarter. Mm-hmm. And the Richland coaching staff don't seem too happy about that call. Their head coach, Chad Mitchell, hands in pockets here near side. So it will be Wenatchee Valley ball. Let's see who's got the ball. It'll be Higley down in the past the end line.
Yeah, you are correct.
So Ben Higley will have it down in the corner behind the goal. I believe he's got a ball in his stick.
The ref's having a little talk with him. I think he's explaining all the rules to him.
Okay. So for a cameraman down on the lower right, I'm sure that Michael Price up there has probably found it by now. Official making sure everybody knows where the ball is before we start play and blows the whistle. Double team back there against Higley.
So Wenatchee's still man down for about 15 seconds, so they probably just have Ben run around a little bit.
Higley showing his speed back there behind the Richland goal. Looking for some help, passes it across to Jorgensen. Jorgensen had the ball whacked away from him. Richland trying to get after it. The ball's still loose, and we're going to get interference called, or at least it's a turnover. So Richland will have it. Still have a penalty being served for Wenatchee Valley, and the ball nearly intercepted by Loomis out near midfield. But Richland comes up with it as it is Ritchie. Jacob Ritchie passes it off to Matheson. Watch out. Matheson with it. Had a crease, but did not take advantage of it. He'll back it away against the defense. As we're now even strength and a pass too high and a turnover. Hasn't been many of them for Richland in this game, but the turnover there beneficial for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder.
At this point in the game, any turnover is going to be big, so that's big from Wenatchee right now.
They get the ball to their goalie, the Thunder. Robertson with it, and looking for an outlet pass. Comes near side as McCarthy had it, lost it, but the ball then picked up by Higley, and then he's knocked out of bounds near side, and it's going to go out to Richland.
That's that short field again.
Boy, the Bombers certainly loud on their sideline here, trying to cheer on those that are on the field to play. As the winds have abated a bit, sunshine still glaringly bright, and a pass across and another turnover.
Yeah, it should be Wenatchee's ball. He hit the stick on the pass, and it went out of bounds.
So Wenatchee doing a good job of defending when the ball comes in the zone here, and the Thunder with it. As coming up with it is Garrison Coley. Coley across midfield, still with the ball. Coley feeds it right side to Higley. Higley comes back behind the goal. Gets a pick back there on a screen. Now brings it outside to Tilley. Tilley on the left side along the sidelines will pass it back out top to McCarthy. McCarthy comes near side with it to Carlson. Andrew Carlson getting some time in there for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. Now down in the corner, back outside or back behind the goal to Higley. Ben starts to work, and boy, that guy working against him is a big fella. That's Garrett LaVille. Wenatchee Valley now on the attack, and the ball on a shot attempt, lost it behind his head, did McCarthy. Ball loose down on the floor, on the ground.
McCarthy got it back.
And McCarthy came up with it. Now they got numbers. Let's see. Higley feeds in front, and the goal. Ball almost got in there as it was deflected on a pass attempt in front to Schmaltz. And the ball is picked up by Richland. Now a pass in midfield is knocked away. The ball touched Wenatchee Valley last, however, and will go out of bounds to the Bombers. All tied at 8, 9:39 to go. Tension building here at the Apple Bowl this afternoon. Out top it comes to Graves. Benjamin Graves feeds near side as it is Ricketts with it. Ricketts with 3 goals in this one. Passes across over to Jacob Ritchie. Ritchie back to Ricketts. Ricketts out front. Boy, he's closing in that space.
He wants it.
He wants to shoot it, and it is wide. And Wenatchee Valley chasing after it. It will be Thunder ball.
And that's good work there by Kyle. There was nobody backing up that shot, so he hustled back to that line. Let's see a good clear here, though.
So it's Kyle Robertson with it, looking for some help. Passes it off to Tilly. Tilly with a nice snag there midfield. Tilly coming down the right side and waiting. The Bombers have 5 guys back there defensively, so he'll think wisely of backing it out here. I'll get a substitution as Reiner will come in here for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. He'll collect the ball in between the hash marks as they run the offense. Near side it comes to Cutter Wilkins. Wilkins back outside to Reiner. Reiner over on the left side to Jorgensen. Roby back outside to Reiner. Reiner near side to Cutter. Cutter down low, it goes to Higley. Higley has the man with a long stick come out on him, so Higley will back it away and then come back outside to Cutter. Wilkins. Wilkins across on the feed for Jorgensen. Jorgensen looking at that attempt possibly. Let's see if he's going to shoot it. Jorgensen, nope, we'll feed it back outside to the offensive set, and they'll reset it here. They'll come back behind the goal to Tilly. Tilly fumbled it for a sec, then picks it back up. Tilly comes around the backside of the goal, spins in close, tight, and now a fake and a shot attempt a little bit too high, though, or it skipped off of the ground and then bounces up over the goal on the attempt by Cutter Wilkins.
Nice back up there. Kyle's got the ball, and we're good to go. Unless the ref's calling something here.
I'm not sure why he blew the whistle.
I think he just wants him to start back in the corner.
Stoppage of play with 7:56 to go. Game tied at 8. Wenatchee Valley still on the offensive set here. Jorgensen with it between the hash marks out at the 35-yard line. Jorgensen backs away from the defense as Matheson comes out on him. Waiting for bodies to move where he wants them to be. Now sees the gap that he wants. Cuts over to his left and thought better of it as the defender came out on him. Jorgensen down left will pass it off to Higley. Higley back behind the goal. Then Higley collects it back again. Outside again to Jorgensen. Time ticking away here in this fourth quarter. The ball fumbled away here. Then Wenatchee Valley still after it with it loose. And who's going to come up with it? Bombers all over it. But there is Wenatchee Valley and a shot and a score. Ball loose about 7 yards away from the goal, and somehow Cutter Wilkins came up with it and rifled a shot in low, and the goal in Wenatchee Valley leads it 9-8. How about that?
You know, that's hustle. You know, they're just digging for that ball, and Cutter came up with it and just fired it, you know. So that's the way to get one, right? Now they're up.
9-8 with 7:10 to go. Long way to go in this one. As again out there on the faceoff will be Parker Harrison for the Richland Bombers.
He's got a long stick out there.
You don't see that very often on the faceoff, do you?
No.
Nathan McCarthy, meanwhile, for Wenatchee Valley on the faceoff. The official measures their sticks, make sure the heads are equally apart, and the ball is handled by Nathan McCarthy. Watch out for the big fella. Had the ball stripped from him from behind, though. Good job by Richland getting back on defense. Ball picked up by Sandlin. Sandlin up the far sideline. He will go. Sandlin feeds down low as it's back behind the goal crease. And I think that's Donaldson back there. No,
yep.
Excuse me. It is Hoffman. Then Hoffman back out top as they'll feed to the right side. Richland on the attack, trailing it now 8-7. Lost the side of it for a moment, but then coming back up with it is Dawson Palm. Palm left side, it comes to Ricketts. Lost the handle, ball loose, picked up by Wenatchee Valley, then knocked loose, then hit towards midfield. And the Thunder come up with it and then knocking him down. The ball will be out. No, a timeout going to be taken. Boy, a good timeout by Coach Parker there.
Yeah, I'd say so.
As Wenatchee Valley was close to losing that ball out of bounds here along the near sideline, but a timeout taken, and we'll take a 30-second break and come back. 6:21 to go in regulation. Wenatchee Valley 9, Richland 8. You're watching Lacrosse on the NCW Life Channel. So Wenatchee Valley with a timely timeout by Coach Parker. And Rod, what do you think they're talking about here as they'll have the ball on the offensive attack?
I'm guessing they're going to try and calm things down a little bit, work the ball around, and get a good shot. Not necessarily the first shot, but a good shot. and just maintain possession for as long as they can.
Well, last time they had the ball, they ran almost 2 minutes off the clock on the offensive attack there, and finally a pass down to the left side of the goal kind of got fumbled around, and having a hard time coming up with it was Kyle Schmaltz. The ball loose on the ground, but then coming up with it with a quick shot was Cutter Wilkins.
Yeah.
To give the Wenatchee Valley Thunder the lead, and that's where we are. They only scored here in this fourth quarter. 6:21 to go, so we're just about halfway through the quarter, as Wenatchee Valley will have the possession. And I believe the ball is in the stick of Cole Loomis here near side at the 40-yard line. He puts his hand up in the air to show everybody he's got the ball. Waiting on the official. The official blows his whistle, so here we go. Loomis with it for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder came in the box. Now backs outside, and Jorgensen collects the pass from him as he'll come back across here near side. Down low to Tilley, back outside to Jorgensen, then cross over to Loomis.
You don't want to move it too slow, because then you get kind of lackadaisical on your passes, and the ball ends up on the ground. So you don't want to move too slow here.
Higley will go back behind the goal on the pass to Coldy. Coldy back outside to Loomis. Loomis faked the pass across the field, but then will hand it up short to Jorgensen. Roby Jorgensen with a big goal here in the second half. He's got 3 on the game so far. Jorgensen has it now about even with the goal line, and then lost the handle as the defender came over and poked it, and he comes up with the loose ball. Good job defending there by Parker Harrison for the Richland Bombers. A pass at midfield, though, and the ball loose, and it's picked up by Wenatchee Valley.
That's Cole Hansen on that intercept.
Nice job by Hansen. He's going to get one of the defensive awards if we had him to hand out here today.
Definitely.
Definitely for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. So it's off to Jorgensen. Jorgensen will set the offense here as the clock continues to wind with under 5 minutes to go in regulation. 9-8, Wenatchee Valley on top. A pass off to Tilley. Tilley collects it back and then throws it back outside to Jorgensen.
I'd like to see him work and try and get a shot here rather than just, running clock. I mean, if it's backed up, if it's on, in front of the goal, go ahead and rip one off.
Jorgensen to McCarthy. Now McCarthy on the drive. Double team, triple team, shoots the shot, missed it, but right there backing up is Tilley. Tilley feeds back outside. The ball stripped away from Loomis and picked up by Richland. Again, defensive play by Parker Harrison.
That ball's going out of bounds. That's going to be Wenatchee's ball.
Threw the ball half the length of the field, and it goes out of bounds. Got a little too excited, I think, on that turnover.
That was fortunate for Wenatchee.
And now the Thunder back in the offensive set. Nathan McCarthy feeds down low for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder to Gray Coldy. Coldy will back it up and then flip it out to Tilley. Tilley outside of McCarthy. McCarthy, they had Higley cutting across. Didn't feed it to him, though. They'll keep it out on the perimeter.
I think they're going to run something here.
3:49 left in regulation. Wenatchee Valley leading it by 1. And the drive by Loomis. Everybody else backs out. The shot attempt. And it's off to the right side. Nice stop by the goalie. And now the outlet pass. And they come up quickly to
Ricketts.
Ricketts has 3 goals in this one as well for the Richland Bombers. They'll give it up to Palm. Dawson Palm right side. And now we're going to get a timeout taken by Richland. We will take a 30-second break and come back. Hold your breath. 3:24 to go in regulation. 9-8 the score. Richland on offense as we come back. As the Thunder lead it by 1, you're watching Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse on the NCW Life Channel. You're watching Wenatchee Valley Thunder here on the NCW Life Channel, brought to you by Global Car Care, Wenatchee's friendly expert auto repair specialists. Also, Leonard Evans Used Car Superstore, where the name means a great deal. And Walkabout Grill in Wenatchee and Leavenworth. Take a walk on the wild side. Just a programming note coming up tomorrow. If you are getting a lot of enjoyment out of lacrosse here today, we've got that game from last week. That'll be on the air tomorrow at noon, Lewis and Clark in Wenatchee Valley. That'll be tomorrow at noon. That'll be followed by 3 soccer matches in a row. Shadle Park against Wenatchee at 2, and then Shadle and Eastmont at 5. That'll be followed by Quincy and Wenatchee at 7. It's all on the rebroadcast tomorrow, starting at noon with lacrosse right here on the NCW Life Channel. So after the timeout taken by Richland, both teams with 1 timeout remaining. We're at 3:24 to go in regulation. 9-8 the score. Wenatchee Valley on top, and they'll start it off with the ball in the stick over on the right side of the goal by Todd Henry.
I'd look for Richland to run a set play here and try and get a quick goal.
Henry off to Palm. Dawson Palm outside to Hoffman. Hoffman left side, collects it back now as they go back to Palm. Palm near side to Ricketts. Ricketts back to Palm. Looking for a hole in that defense is the Richland Bombers. Right now, everybody just kind of holding pat. Left side, it goes to Matheson. Matheson back behind the goal, collects it back again, spins, lost the handle. It's loose out front. A turn, a shot, and a goal by Matthew Hoffman.
Again, that's picking up the loose ball on the rebound, and he sent it home. We got a tie game.
Hoffman with his first goal of the game at 2:54 to go in regulation. And we're all tied at 9.
That's big, you know. Here we are with less than 3 minutes to go, and we got a new ball game. And Richland's fired up. You can hear him down there in the sideline.
They certainly are. The face-off will be handled out at midfield. Again, they've got the long stick out there. Parker Harrison will go up against Jake Reiner. Interesting they bring Reiner back out after Nathan McCarthy has won the last 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But confidence in Reiner to win this face-off, and the ball loose up in the air, and Reiner comes up with it.
That worked out.
Nice job by Jake Reiner as bodies coming at him, and now they're going to hit him hard, but he still maintains possession. Now it's loose on the floor, on the ground, and still loose. Richland trying after it. Wenatchee trying after it. It's going to be scooped up. Hansen had a shot at it.
Need to get that ball down the field.
But now we're going to get, a timeout taken by Wenatchee Valley. Is finally coming up with the ball was Jack Myers. And Wenatchee going to take their final timeout here of the second half. So we'll take a break with 2:32 to go. Let me get a little oxygen breath here during the break. 30-second timeout on the broadcast. So we'll come back. It's all tied at 9. Wenatchee Valley Thunder Lacrosse here on the NCW Live Channel. Cutter Wilkins with a goal for Wenatchee Valley here in the fourth. Matthew Hoffman with the tire here just a moment ago in the fourth. Just about 2.5 minutes left in regulation. Wenatchee Valley, after using its final timeout, will have the possession to start as we'll reset things here.
I think they're going to have about 2:32
left in the regulation. I keep saying regulation.
Because we're looking at overtime here
Now,
pretty soon.
how does overtime work? They do an extra period and it's a sudden death? Or?
No, they don't do sudden death. They in high school, you know, if it's a tournament game or something like that, they might do a sudden death with a Braveheart where 2 guys go at it with a goalie. But they'll play a full I think it's either a 5-minute or a full quarter overtime.
Okay, so it is, I think, Cole Loomis who has the ball to start things out here as he's double-teamed back there for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder in the defensive end. Works off a pick out here near the 40-yard line, gets it across midfield.
He needs to get a touch.
Spins away, still with the ball, and gets it into the attack end. Nice job by Cole Loomis.
He's a speedy guy. That's
for the
sure.
Wenatchee Valley Thunder, and 2:10 left on the clock. Loomis still with the ball, is able to use his body to protect possession. Near side to Jorgensen. Jorgensen backing away, now on the attack. Looking in, spinning. Now throwing in the ball to Tilley on an attempt out front, but the ball caromed off of the stick of Tilley.
That was unfortunate.
And picked up by Richland. Kyler Welch, the goaltender, comes up with it, throws it out to midfield.
Cole
and the
Lewis.
ball picked off by Hansen. Hansen's going to come on the attack with the long stick, with the shot off the mark. It was nicely blocked by Kyler Welch, the goalie for Richland.
Boy, you got to like that shot, though, taking it down.
Minute 32 to go. Pass up near midfield as Graves has it. Benjamin with it. He'll fling it on the right side of the pass to Hoffman. Hoffman had the tying goal moments ago. Now to Ricketts. Watch out for Ricketts with a minute 18 to go. He's about 15 yards away from the goal. We'll back it up here. Cross it goes over to Palm. Dawson Palm wants to drive. Now he'll feed it off outside to Hoffman. Hoffman will back it away with a minute 5 left. Near side it comes. And a timeout going to be taken by Richland, the final timeout for the Bombers. They want to set up the offensive attack with a minute 3 to go in regulation, all tied at 9. We'll take a 30-second break and come back. You're watching Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse on the NCW Live Channel. Welcome back once again here to the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee. Next up for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder, they'll be on the road at Mount Si before coming back home on April the 8th against Issaquah. Then they'll be in Chiawana and Redmond and Juanita before coming back home on the 18th of April against Chiawana here. Go to the Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse website to find out more. Appreciate you joining us here. Rod Higley along with Eric Granstrom on the NCW Live channel. Well, Rod, what do you think they'll try here on this offensive attack with 1:03 to go?
You know, there's plenty of time. I think they're going to obviously work the ball and try and get a good look here and get one final shot off and try and win this game.
Fans across the way for Richland are giving their support, and boy, their sideline sure has been.
Yeah. They've got a lot of energy. They're fired up. They want this win. Let's see if Wenatchee can match the enthusiasm on the field.
So it will be Jacob Ritchie with the ball, number 10 for Richland. He'll put it into play, and the whistle sounds. We are at 1 minute left. Ritchie out top, crosses over to Palm. Palm right side to Hoffman. Hoffman back outside to Palm. Palm is checked there tightly by the Wenatchee Valley Thunder, Jack Meyer. Ball loose on the ground quickly, but picking it up is the Bombers, Jacob Ritchie with it. With 40 seconds left, Ritchie over to Hoffman on the right side. Picked up over there defensively by Jax Tucker. Tucker's had a good game defensively. And now cutting across is Hoffman. Hoffman back behind the goal crease will come back around out top. To Matheson. Matheson checked out there as he spins away for the defense. Will feed it across to Palm. Palm back to Matheson with 18 seconds. 17 seconds. Somebody's got to take a shot here. Matheson backs it away with 12 with 11. Here we go. It's mano a mano here. Matheson on the drive. The spin picked up by McCarthy. He'll feed right side. Lost the ball on the ground with 3 seconds left. He'll come up with it. It's Palm. Palm with the left-handed wrister, and a whistle sounds, and that's going to be the end of regulation. We head to overtime. All tied at 9. We will take a 60-second break and come back and talk about the overtime session as we continue 9-9 through regulation. How about this one here today? It's the Bombers and the Thunder. We'll come back with more after this 60-second break on the NCW Live channel. Welcome back once again to the Apple Bowl. Well, we've played 4 quarters, and that didn't decide it, so we'll play an extra. We're going overtime here between the Richland Bombers and the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCW Live channel. I'm Eric Granstrom along with Rod Higley. As we go to the extra frame, I believe it is a sudden death situation here.
Well, there's no time on the clock, so that would lend it to the next goal wins unless they're setting something.
I think they were just motioning to the scorer's table to put 4 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
So the official is instructing on what's happening, but that doesn't help us from about 40 yards away from him. So it will be a face-off out there. It will be Matheson and Reiner for Wenatchee Valley, Jake Reiner, and Christian Matheson for Richland. All tied at 9 through regulation. Here we go, 4-minute overtime, the first overtime. Official has the ball set, backs away, blows the whistle, and it is underway. And who's going to come up with it? It's still loose on the ground, kicked around by Richland. Matheson comes up with it, spins away for the defense, feeds left side, and a heavy check there by the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. Ball loose on the far side, and who's going to pick it up? It's still loose, now picked up. No, I thought Wenatchee Valley had it. Still, now Richland comes up with it.
Crazy series there.
Wow.
Good D on Wenatchee.
Matheson has it for the Richland Bombers. Comes near side on a pass where we were moments ago. Richland working for a last shot. Will they try to keep it for 4 minutes? We'll see. Matheson with it here near side about the 30-yard line. Backs it away from the defense applied there by Jake Reiner. Holding on to it. Substitution here for Richland. Bombers bring in number 12, Benjamin Graves.
I think he's a senior. He's one of their captains, I know.
Graves had the ball and feeds it off to Hoffman. Hoffman, who had the game-tying goal for Richland in the fourth quarter. Now outside of Matheson. Matheson was the man who tried to start things and get a shot away on a pass, though. Richland was not really able to get much of a shot off as time wound down in regulation. Matheson now here will attempt. He spins and shoots it left, and the ball will go through the end line and will be out to Richland.
Did a good job backing up the shot there.
Benjamin Graves back there will feed it here in the corner to Ricketts. Ricketts always a danger to take a shot.
Hanson's all over him, though.
Great defense all game long by Cole Hanson here
And
for
saves.
Wenatchee Valley. The ball is knocked away and picked up.
Not thrown
And
away.
an attempt on a pass up near midfield. Sails out of bounds. It'll be out to Richland. Oh, my.
That's too bad. They really needed a possession there.
Wonderful opportunity. Now a pass into the attacking end. Matheson has it now for Richland. Bombers on the attack. In the zone. Right side, it is Matheson.
Well, he's pushing it in there, isn't he? Oh, ball down.
Ball
Push him out of
loose
bounds.
on the ground.
Push him out.
Matheson comes up with it. Trying to take advantage of having bodies kind of out of sorts there. And a
They threw
pass
it away.
outside, thrown away, and it's out to Wenatchee Valley.
Okay, Wenatchee needs to do something with it this time. We got a minute, under 2 minutes to go in this game.
Jax Tucker has it. He'll feed to Higley.
That's
Or,
Tilly.
excuse me, Tilly. Tilly will bring it into the offensive attack zone. Outside to Nathan McCarthy. McCarthy off to Jorgensen with 1:39 to go. Now to McCarthy. Excuse me.
There he goes.
Back behind the goal. Outside to Loomis. Loomis with
it's a
a
good
nice
look.
pass inside. Collects the ball outside on the attempt by Higley. Loomis with it for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder. Boy, that was a nice.
Yeah, sure was. I thought that one was going to go in.
McCarthy with it over on the right side. McCarthy back outside to Jorgensen, and I think each team will probably get a
One
timeout in the
timeout.
overtime, and I need one too.
Yeah, I
Catch
hear
my
ya.
breath. So we'll take a break. 30 seconds on the broadcast. 1:04 to go in overtime. Tied at 9. We're back after this on the NCW Live Channel. Lacrosse today on the NCW Live Channel, brought to you by AC Checker Taxi Cab, Neil's Boots and Shoes, and Quick Lube in Tune, along with Rod Higley. I'm Eric Granstrom. Well, your kiddo had a good, nice opportunity there.
That was a good look, and unfortunately, the goalie made a great play on the ball, and it didn't go in.
I'll
But,
tell you,
it was close.
Kyler Welch, for a freshman out there, is doing a great job.
Yeah, I don't know if he is a freshman or not, but I believe he is, and yeah, he's played great today. Both goalies have played really well.
So Wenatchee Valley, after the timeout taken by the Thunder here in the overtime frame, will have it and have possession, and it will be McCarthy with the ball with 1:04 to go in the first overtime. McCarthy, as the whistle sounds, will approach the defender. He's got a picket fence over there. McCarthy going to shoot, and the ball stopped nicely by Kyler Welch again. Up to the challenge.
Come on, Roby.
Pass out near midfield.
There we go.
They get the ball loose in the attack, and we're going to get a timeout taken by Richland. So interesting, they can take a timeout while the ball's in midair.
Well, the rule is you either have to have possession or no one has possession to call a timeout.
okay.
But I think they called it before he threw the pass.
Okay.
So Richland's going to maintain possession.
All right, so we'll keep it right here during the timeouts and talk about strategy with 47.7 seconds to go. They're going to have it on the timeout around midfield, I believe.
Yeah, I think they'll take it over there on the 40, right where the timeout was called.
Okay. So if you're Wenatchee Valley, what are you thinking here?
Well, you got to get a stop on them. You have 47 seconds left, so they got to give him 5 yards to restart the game, but then collapse on the guy and try and knock the ball out of his stick, and be sure you're covering the guys downfield so they don't get an easy shot late in the game.
Well, it seems certainly like a game of momentum, potential momentum anyway. Wenatchee Valley right before half scoring 3 goals in a span of 1 minute and 3 seconds. So
Yeah.
we know they can come fast and furious. And this second half has been, a high-scoring third quarter, just a goal per side in the fourth, and that's why we're tied at 9 here in overtime.
Yeah, it's been a real good game. It's never dull, that's for sure.
So Richland, after the timeout, will take possession here. Both sides have used their one timeout. I think they're allotted here in the overtime frame. So everybody out of timeouts. 47.7 seconds left on the clock here in this first overtime. And the possession will be to Richland's Tanner Ricketts, I believe. They'll bring it back across to a long stick, and the ball turned over.
There we go. Get that, Jack Myers.
Wenatchee Valley coming up with it. Jack Myers has it. Near sideline he comes, spins away from the defense, now passes it off. The ball is picked up. In the back end. Hansen had a shot at it. The ball's still loose, and the goalie comes up with it.
Where's the ball
Outlet
now?
pass. It's out towards midfield, and it's picked up here by Harrison.
20 seconds.
Left side it goes. As with the ball for the Richland Bombers, Benjamin Graves now spinning with 12 seconds left. 11 seconds, he'll pass it outside to Hoffman. Hoffman off to Palm. Palm wants to drive it. With 5 seconds, with 4, with 3, the ball is loose in front and picked up by the goalie for Wenatchee. They're going to wing it the full length of the field, and the time will expire here in overtime. And it is a 9-9 contest. Is that it?
No,
or do we
going
play
to double overtime,
another
like.
overtime? We will take a 60-second break and come back. The officials, let's see. I think, yep, we've got captains going out to the middle of the field, so we'll have another overtime coming your way after a 60-second timeout. 9-9 through 1 overtime. A second on its way. You're watching Wenatchee Valley Thunder Lacrosse on the NCW Live channel. Welcome back once again to the Apple Bowl. We played regulation tied at 9. We had no goal scored in the first overtime. To the second overtime we go. Along with Rod Higley, I'm Eric Granstrom, as Jake Reiner will be out there to do the face-off for Wenatchee Valley against Christian Matheson. These two have been going at it on the face-off for most of the afternoon here at the Apple Bowl. And the face-off is controlled by Wenatchee Valley. A whistle sounds, and it will be Wenatchee Valley ball.
That's big.
Reiner will bring it up on the attack for the Thunder. Left side and then spin away from the defense as Wenatchee Valley will make its substitutions and bring in Jorgensen and McCarthy. Jorgensen with 3 goals in this one. McCarthy with 1 goal. All you need is 1 to end this in overtime. Outside to Jorgensen. Jorgensen back across in between the hash marks to McCarthy. 3:29 left here in the second overtime. McCarthy now wants to start the drive. He'll come to his right. Fended there nicely by Richland, so he'll back it away. Looking for some help. Now the shot and right into the face of Kyler Welch. He makes the stop. He'll feed it up towards midfield. Coming near side with it.
Uh-oh, Ricketts is wide open.
Harrison has it off to Ricketts. Lost the handle. Ball loose.
Kyle.
And it's still loose to the left side of the net. Who's going to come up with it? The Bombers do. As it's Hoffman with it. Hoffman backs away from the defense. Boy, that was a close opportunity here for Richland to end this game. Hoffman with it now, being chased across out in front of the crease, and we're going to get a flag, and it's going to be a man-up situation for Richland.
That is going to be trouble.
The penalty whistled against Jack Myers, so Myers is going to be out for a cross-check for 1 minute. And 1 minute in an overtime with 2:46 to go can feel like a century.
Yes, that's going to be a tough one to overcome.
So the Wenatchee Valley Thunder crowding in front of the goal. The pressure now mounting on Kyle Robertson, the goalie for Wenatchee Valley.
Well, the defense has really got to push him and try and get him to take a shot from the outside. Nothing in tight.
Back behind the goal now, Ricketts off to Hoffman. Hoffman wants to take a quick shot, and a nice block there by Robertson. The ball skipping down in the corner. And they're going to say it is Richland ball. Ricketts with it. Now to Hoffman. They run that 2-man game to the left of the goal.
Yep.
Hoffman outside to Ricketts. Ricketts with the shot and the goal, and the game will come to an end on a shot by Ricketts from about 9 yards out with 2:20 to go here in double overtime.
Yeah, he ripped that shot in the top corner, and, man, tough.
So Tanner Ricketts had a shot just a moment ago, and a beautiful stop by Robertson, but Kyle Robertson on the second go-around with 2:20 to go in the second overtime cannot stop the challenge of the Richland Bombers, and really tough when you're playing a man down like that.
Yeah, tough when you're man down. You get an open look, and the guy could set his feet and really step into it, and that's a hard shot to stop up in the corner like that.
So Ricketts with the goal. The Wenatchee Valley Thunder lose for the first time this season and fall to the Richland Bombers. What a great game for both sides. We will come back and wrap it up after a 4-minute break, and congratulations to both teams. That was a fantastic day of lacrosse here at the Apple Bowl today, and Coach Parker walking away, you just saw him do this.
Yeah.
Snapped his fingers across his chest and thought, oh, we were so close.
Yep, definitely had a chance.
10-9 the final score as Richland comes out on top. We'll take a break and come back with a little bit of a post game coming up here from the Apple Bowl. You've been watching Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse on the NCW Live channel.
Welcome back once again here to the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee, where we have just witnessed an amazing lacrosse game. You know, I'm new to this whole thing, Rod Higley, but that was a great game for both sides.
Yeah, that was a great game. Well played on both sides, and it came down to the last goal, and that's what you want to see in a fun game like this. And unfortunately, Wenatchee came up just one short.
Well, Tanner Ricketts is the man who came away with the game-winning goal in double overtime here. 10-9 was our final score. And you mentioned it, Ricketts is, he's never seen a shot he didn't like, and I'm sure he's loving that one right now.
That kid played a good game, He made some nice passes and obviously some nice goals. And, there was a lot of guys out there that contributed. So it wasn't just one guy that made the difference in this one. They had a lot of guys that were scoring, a lot of guys that were moving the ball. Richland did a great job. They really did.
Not to sell short the job of Kyle Robertson here today in goal for Wenatchee Valley. He made one great stop after another. Shortly, before the game-winning goal, made another great stop. Defense for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder here today. I thought we mentioned Hansen quite a few times as well.
Yeah, Cole Hansen had a great game. So did Sage Kreider. All those guys played well. Wenatchee played good, and they had an opportunity to win. It's just unfortunate that it didn't go their way today.
Roby Jorgensen, meanwhile, with 3 goals for the Wenatchee Valley Thunder here today, and he was certainly on task as well.
Yeah, Roby had a good game. 3 goals for him. Nathan McCarthy had a good game. Lots of guys had good games today. Can't say it enough, but just one goal short,
You can't hang your head after a game like this, though.
No, not at all. And they'll see Richland again later in the year, and Wenatchee's got to win that one, if they want to win the conference. And so Richland's in the driver's seat right now, and Wenatchee's got to pick up all the other games that they play against the conference teams and then go down and beat Richland down there.
Well, the Wenatchee Valley Thunder fall to 3-1 on the season. Richland improves to 4-2 overall, and they will see one another again, as Ron mentioned. Ron, thank you very much for helping us on the broadcast today. We had a great time. I hope you did too.
Yeah, thanks for having us, and it's great to have this on TV.
You bet. Ron Higley joining us. I'm Eric Granstrom. Thanks also to Michael Price, our cameraman up in the loft here, who's been running around all day today helping us out on the cameras. Thanks to a little help also from our female friend, our grip today. Marion's done a great job on the broadcast as well. And thanks to Becca Freemuth, our producer engineer back in the studios. I'm Eric Granstrom. Again, our final score in double overtime. It is the Richland Bombers winning it by a score of 9-8. Have a great afternoon, and thanks for joining us for Wenatchee Valley Thunder Lacrosse on the NCW Live channel.
Thanks for watching Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse on the NCW Live channel. Today's broadcast has been presented by Walkabout Grill, Global Car Care, Wenatchee's friendly expert audio repair specialist, Leonard Evans Used Cars Superstore. Your source for high school sports throughout the year is the NCW Life channel.